All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you are. My name is Danny Smith, and I am the Manager of Events and Marketing at Microexcel. I'd like to welcome you to today's webinar, Modern App Development, Transforming Deployment of Mobile Applications, in which you will learn how to create custom mobile solutions in your Nintex workflow platform, helping you to cut costs, save time, eliminate manual processes, and boost productivity. Our presenter today is Ashish Gupta, Solution Architect at Microexcel. Ashish Gupta has over 13 years of experience in the design, development, and maintenance of end-tier applications in Microsoft technologies. He is a Microsoft certified professional and technology specialist in SharePoint and has vast experience architecting large-sized SharePoint farms for a variety of clients. Ashish has been a vital member of the Microexcel Microsoft team for more than 5 years. Just a few laundry items before we get started. This webinar is being recorded and a link to the recording will be sent out in a few days. Also, we will have a Q&A portion at the end, so please type any questions you may have in the questions box and we'll get to those in the order they are received. If you have questions after the webinar, please feel free to contact us at info@microexcel.com. Without further ado, I'd like to present our speaker for today's event, Mr. Ashish Gupta.
Thank you for the introduction, Danny. Good morning or good afternoon, everyone. As Danny had mentioned, I am Ashish Gupta, Solution Architect at Microexcel. In today's webinar, we will talk about modern app development using Nintex App Studio. There are some key highlight points, so I want to show you today's agenda. So as you can see on my screen, we will talk about these points. We will see about the modern app development, how we can do that, what's the need for it. Then, as a second question, we'll see why mobile app development is important in today's world. Okay. Then we will see how we can deliver our app to the targeted business users, because it's important that we target a particular department or users or our customers to deploy our app on their mobile phone devices. Then we will see the introduction of Nintex App Studio. Then we will see how the Nintex forms have been evolved so far, what their stage was in the beginning and where we are today. Then we will see the key features of Nintex mobile app and Nintex App Studio, and then summary of Nintex App Studio features. Then I will show you the demo of Nintex App Studio, and finally we will open the floor for Q&A. Okay. So before I go further, let me introduce Microexcel in brief. So Microexcel was established in 2001, and we are a leading enterprise business and technology solutions provider. Our global headquarters is in Secaucus, New Jersey. We have 1,500 plus employees who are serving mid and large size organizations. Our key practice areas are Microsoft, SAP, and quality assurance. And out of them, Microsoft is our largest practice area. We have worldwide operations in US, India, Middle East, and South Africa. We have 3 offshore development centers in India, which are in Hyderabad, Pune, and Bangalore. We are field managed Microsoft partner out of New York Metro City, and we are Microsoft direct cloud solution provider partner as well. Okay. Here you can see we have done tons of stuff in Office 365 and Azure space, a lot of application development, providing services to our various customers. We are gold partner of Microsoft, and as you can see on my screen, our status. We have gold status in collaboration and content, in cloud productivity, application development, and data analytics. And also we have silver status with small and mid-market cloud solutions. We are also Nintex certified partner. Okay. Now in other cloud spaces, we have done a lot of stuff with our various clients in different areas like application development, services providing. So as you can see my screen, like in ME Cloud, Yammer, Sky for Business, responsive UI, HTML5, SharePoint Online, Dynamics CRM Online. So in all these different areas, we have done a lot of work, a lot of development. Okay. So let's start with modern app development. So today we will see how we can do modern app development and how we can transform deployment to mobile applications. So generally when we think of developing a mobile app for any process, we get worried about time and budget. For example, a lot of time will be spent in coding and deployment, right? So these days there is a need to build powerful mobile apps in a very less time, and it should be easily deployable to the target users. Because we know in today's world that most of the people are using mobile apps on their phone. So it's necessary that we have an app for our business to enhance our business so that people see them, and we should be easily develop and deploy the apps on people's cell phone devices. So in further slides, we will show you how important it is and how we can do that. Okay. So let's see, why is this important? So apps are big business these days. People live on their phones, and according to a major research institute, a majority of people's time on their smartphones, which is 89%, is spent on mobile apps. As per Aragon Research, which is a major research institute, mobile is not optional in 2016 and beyond. Businesses without mobile apps are losing opportunities to sell their products and services and connect with consumers. Mobile apps increase engagement with customers, as we already know. So you can see that how much time people are spending on their cell phone devices. So it's important that we have an app and we show it to our customers, partners, or our employees. Okay. Now let's see, I would like to show you some facts that how many people are using phones, how it is important. So as you can see on my screen, there are over 2 billion smartphones users with over 268 billion mobile downloads. There are 64% of decision makers who read their emails via mobile devices. 60% of employees access content from outside the office. And 76% of organizations plan to invest more in mobile technologies in 2017. Okay, so with this data, you can see that people are using phones a lot, and apps are very important. Okay. Now, before I show you the other slides, let's do a poll. Okay, so we need to see how people are doing the app development and deployment in their organizations, and how much time and money they're spending. So on this screen, you will see a poll question: how long does it take your organization to develop and deploy mobile apps? So you will see a question on your screen, and please answer that question.
Ashish, I'll now be closing the poll.
Okay.
And the results are coming in. It looks like 20% answered 1 to 4 months, and 80% responded with, I'm not sure.
Okay, great. Thank you, Danny. We have another poll question which says, how much does your organization spend to develop and deploy one app? So please answer to this question. You will see that on your screen.
Ashish, I will now be closing the poll. And it looks like we have 17% responded with 50,000 or less, and 83% responded with, I'm not sure.
Okay, sounds great. So thank you all for responding to poll questions. So as we can see that 1 to 4 months. That's not a very less duration, right? And 50,000 amount. So with this time and money, organizations may think twice or more that do we need to develop the app or not, because the time and money is being spent by the organization. So you will see in this presentation that how easily, quickly, without coding, you can develop an app and you can deploy easily, which can cut costs. Okay, so let's go further and let's see that how we can deliver our apps to the to our business users, to our customers, to our vendors. So while Nintex App Studio will help companies increase engagement with customers, it can also benefit their employees. Okay, Microexcel has developed many mobile apps using Nintex App Studio, which are especially useful for the employees who work remotely or on the field. So with the app in our hands, makes it very easy to finish their tasks. So some example apps are field safety inspections, expense claims, leave requests, meeting room issue reporting. So as we know that many employees could be on the field, and if some of them are safety inspection people, then they would like to finish their task easily if they have an app in their hand. This app will make their job very easy. Similarly, people who are suppose working at the customer location or remotely, and if they have any claims, any expense claims to submit, how easy it is to submit that using the app, you will see that. So it will make the job easy, that they can easily submit wherever they are. Okay, so you can see that mobilize key business process into custom mobile apps for your employees to interact with, it will increase their productivity and get to the desired business outcomes faster. And also they can focus on the key business scenarios. Whatever is their core work, they can focus on that instead of struggling with to access the environment or to browse a site and all that. Okay. Now let's see about Nintex App Studio. So a few years before, Nintex introduced Nintex Mobile Enterprise, which allowed customers achieving simple branding and deployment options for their Nintex mobile apps. The latest release in this direction is significant and an opportunity to give the service a new name called Nintex App Studio. With Nintex App Studio, Microexcel easily creates custom mobile apps for the key processes for an organization and deploys them to the target users. The apps in Nintex App Studio are supported in all major mobile platforms such as iOS, Android, Windows Phone, and Windows 8 Plus. So Apps are Studio for all major platforms, so you don't need to worry that your customers or employees have which phone. You can create custom mobile apps. You can have your a theme or the look and feel as per your enterprise, and you can easily deploy and refresh the apps on user's phone. So suppose today you have developed an app, and tomorrow if there are any changes or enhancements in the business process, you can update your app and just refresh it, and it will be refreshed on user's cell phone. Okay. Now let's see Nintex Forms evolution. So as I'm showing on my screen, that initially Nintex Forms are on desktop, so you can develop on the browser, whether for SharePoint on-premise or for SharePoint online. Then Nintex introduced Nintex mobile app. So that gave you a liberty, a facility to take the forms and your tasks in your pocket anywhere. Okay, but then people raise the concern that, hey, we need our own app, our own customized app, which looks like for our own enterprise with our own branding, look and feel, etc. So as a latest product, Nintex has Nintex App Studio, where you can develop your custom app, okay, with your own enterprise look and feel. Now let's see the key features of Nintex mobile app and Nintex App Studio. So on the left hand side, as a Nintex mobile, all the features which you can do, so you can access your forms and tasks anywhere. You can submit the forms or complete your tasks offline and online. So when you are in such an area where internet connectivity is not there, you can still submit your forms or complete your tasks, and once you are connected with internet, those things which are in the queue, they can be submitted to SharePoint site. Okay, you can attach and annotate the images from your phone. You can scan the barcode and QR codes, and it is supported across all major platforms as we saw previously. The additional thing in Nintex App Studio, as you can see on the right-hand side of my screen, it adds custom branding, including logo and color themes. It increases the governance. So as I mentioned previously, you can plan deploying your apps to the targeted users, right? So if you have developed a form or an app for your HR department, you can only target your HR department people. Similarly, you can target only your particular customer base to deploy your app. So that increases governance. You can manage to whom you are deploying this app. You can easily deploy this app, and I will show you how to do that. And as I mentioned previously, if there are any changes in the app functionality, you can update it, and you can refresh that on users' phone devices. So as a summary of Nintex App Studio, you can mobilize your business processes to any device like iOS, Android, Windows. You can create targeted line of business apps, configure accounts, include only the required forms for the targeted role. You can brand your app any way you want, like you can tailor the artwork. Artwork is nothing but the different logos or the icons for different screens of your phone. You can have a custom theme, like which button or which text box or which menu will have what color. Okay, and it has easy deployment. You can deploy via MDM or through app deploy feature of Nintex App Studio. Okay. So now let's see a demo that how this Nintex App Studio works. So for that, let me go to my browser. So this is the interface of Nintex App Studio. Okay, you either get a trial version, or when you purchase Nintex Enterprise license, you log in with this URL appstudio.nintex.com, and on this interface, under Apps menu, you see the whatever apps you have already developed. You see them, or if suppose you have taken a license of a few apps or particular number of apps, then you see an icon that create new app, and you click on that and you can create a new app. Okay, this is one another menu where you can see your licenses. For iOS, you need a trusted certificate from iOS so that you can distribute your apps on the iOS phone devices. And there is a managed distribution list. So let me show you what it is. So with Nintex App Studio, using app deploy feature, you actually distribute your app via email. Okay, so one default distribution list is already created, which comes with your license or your account. So this is the name, which is the same name as your account. You can change that, and with this box, you can add more email addresses, which will be shown here. So as I mentioned in my presentation, that you have a governance that to which users you want to plan deploying your app. So you can add as many email addresses here, which will be shown here, and then you can deploy your app to this distribution list. And all these people will receive email, and they can download app and install app on their phone devices. So let's go back to apps page. Okay. So here you can see this is the view of the app. So let's edit the app first. So I will show you different sections which need to be filled to develop your app. So on the left-hand side, you see these different sections: general information, accounts, platforms, artwork, theme, forms, and tasks. And on right-hand side, you see a live preview of the look and feel. Okay, with save draft, if you are you have not completed the app development completely, you can save the draft. And once you are done developing your app, you can do save and build. So once you click this button, the app will actually be built, and it will be queued to iOS or Android, whichever target platform you decide, and eventually users will receive email. So let's see these different sections one by one. Under general section, you first provide the name of the app, a description about your app, and a URL scheme. So any unique URL you can provide here. Then under accounts, so it shows that what is your target platform, right? Is it your corporate SharePoint platform? Is it your SharePoint online site or Nintex Workflow Cloud? And another option is you can use your Microsoft account as well. So currently for demo purpose, I have added some SharePoint online sites. Okay. So let me show you that once you click on, say, Office 365, you provide a name by which you can identify your target SharePoint online environment and the URL of your SharePoint online site. Okay. So for demo purpose, I have added this. So you can edit the name and URL anytime. So I gave the name and URL of my demo site. Then in the platform section, you decide that which target platform you are planning. So you can plan Android, iPhone and iPad, Windows, or Windows Phone. Okay, so for demo purpose, I'm planning Android. So once you build your app, the app will be pushed to all the targeted platforms where it says yes. Okay, you can toggle the things yes or no. Artwork. So this is the one where you can have your custom logo. So there are different images with the particular size and the PNG format only you have to provide. So here you can see that this image, and by clicking this, you can see that this image will be shown where, right? So when you launch your app after installing, you will see your artwork here. Okay. So currently for testing purpose, I created one image and I uploaded that, and that you see here. Then another image is this, and the size will be 1205 by 310. So let's see where it will be shown. So in this device, it will be shown here. Once you are inside the app, you click settings or other menus, the image size will be shown like this, or you can see on the phone. Like if you go to About Us, you will see this image, right? So the advantage is that you know what you are doing, where these logos will be shown on which device. So it is so visible, so clear. You can plan the different logos and the artwork for your app, right? Similarly, this one. So if I click on this phone, so when you are in your app, you are seeing your task or forms, then on the top icon, you will see this logo or this size. Okay. And similarly, the fourth one, let me click here. So if your phone is on home screen or standby, you will see some, when you download or when you see the home screen, you will see one icon here. So this logo is for this purpose. Okay. So these are 4 artworks or images you create and upload them. Then the next section is theme. So in the theme, as you can say, Nintex has provided some default themes. You can either choose them, and you can see on the right-hand side when I'm selecting the theme, it's a live preview. So you can plan that which theme is applicable for your app. Or if you don't want to use any out-of-the-box theme, you can use a custom theme. So once you click this button, you will see these different colors like tab bar, selection, button, switches. So for different things or objects of your app, different colors you can choose, and you will see that here. Okay. So for demo purpose, I just took one default theme. And then the forms. So with Nintex forms, whatever Nintex forms you have already published as a mobile layout, you will see them. But here you can say enable filter, right? Show only listed forms or hide listed forms. Or if you have developed your form somewhere else, you can upload them, and the forms types will be XML or NFP, which is a Nintex form file. Okay, so you can upload your forms. Tasks. So with SharePoint Online, tasks are not there, but if you have a corporate environment or other Microsoft environment, you can see your tasks as well. So once you configure all these different sections of your app, you finally you can click Save and Build, and it will push the app to the store. So let's go to the app section. Okay. So once it is there, then you will see after publishing, you will see the buttons edit and app deploy. While the app is being built, you cannot edit the app. Okay. So in order to deploy your app, you click app deploy, and you will see this bottom section where distribution list is already populated. So the list which I showed you in the beginning, whatever list you have created, you can add them so that you can target your users, and then you can send the email. Okay. At the bottom, you can see here whatever target platforms you have planned. You will see all those platforms, and once the app is built and pushed, you will see the download button there. Also on right hand side, this is very useful report. You can track that which users, how many users have downloaded your app from which platform, right? So currently I have planned Android for my demo purpose, so you can see that 9 Android versions were there and 9 downloads have been done by users. So this report gives you idea that how many people are using your app on which platform, right? So let me show you this on my phone. So just give me a second so I can prepare my phone. I will connect it. I will connect to the SharePoint online environment. Just okay. So here, let me show you from the beginning. Okay. Okay. So I would like to show you the email. So once you build your app, it takes a few minutes based on the queue, the other apps which are in queue for that platform. Once the app is built and whatever distribution list you have selected, Nintex App Studio will push the email to all the email addresses which are in that distribution list. So this is the format of that email. You will get email from Nintex App Studio. The subject will be build process complete and the name of the app which you provided. And here with the description and the link of the corresponding platform. So if I would have targeted this app for Android, iPhone, Windows, you would have seen all those links. So people then click on this. It will download one .apk file on your phone, and then you actually install it. So let me show you that. There is one thing here that during installation you will have to enable a setting that install the app from an unknown provider. So that will be a temporary setting. Once you install the app, you can turn that off so that there is no compromise with the security of your phone. So I have installed this app, and that app is here. So let me double click that. So as you can see, let me show you the settings. Okay. So you see that Nintex Office 365 demo, the site I gave, it's here. And let me go to the forms. So you see here, in the SharePoint site, whatever forms were published with the mobile layout, they all are being shown here, right? And with the logo, etc., you can see the logo I planned in my app, it's showing here. and on different places. So let me double click one form. So you see here, this is a look and feel of the form. So it's so easy for users to use it. People carry their phone or tablets. They will just open it if they have to submit any leave requests or claims or any safety inspection related work. They just fill it quickly. And other important things are about the attachment, right? So if I have to attach any image, any file which are on my phone, so I click this plus and you see that how easy it is. I can attach image, video, any file in my folders with this form. So that makes things very easy. So these are some other forms. So in this way, you see that I did not do any coding. I developed some forms. I uploaded some images. I quickly built the app and I deployed the app by email. It was quick and not as a big time and money it took. Okay. So we saw this. Now let's go back to our presentation. All right. So we saw the demo. Now I'm opening the floor for Q&A. So please raise your questions so I can respond to that.
Ashish, it does look like we did have one question come through during the presentation. The question is, what's the licensing model for the Nintex App Studio?
Sure. So previously it was a standalone license purchase for a packs of 5 apps. Okay, but now with enterprise subscription, it's free. Okay, so if someone has enterprise subscription, they get unlimited number of Nintex mobile apps. There is no limitation on how many apps you can develop. But if someone doesn't have enterprise subscription, if you have any standard or some other model, then as a start package of 5 apps, the price is $24,000. If you have on-prem SharePoint, then you can also have platinum support for 5K. But you can actually purchase it as a bucket of apps, like how many apps do you need? Do you need 5 apps, 10 apps, 15 apps, like that? Yep.
Okay, it looks like we've had another question come through, and that is, what's the limit of number of apps with workflow-based subscription?
Great. So as I mentioned, there are unlimited number of apps for enterprise subscription customers, regardless of their workflow plan. So many of you who might not know that there is a workflow-based licensing model, that if you want to plan 5 workflows in your organization or 10 workflows in your organization, you purchase the plan. And if you have enterprise plan, then you get unlimited number of apps. It is not dependent on what plan of the workflow you have purchased. So customers are now able to create an unlimited number of unique mobile automation experiences tailored to teams, departments, sites, or any other category that suits their business operation.
Thanks, Ashish. It looks like we've had another question come through. The question is, I know to publish a mobile app for iOS or the Android app, it needs to go through the review process of the App Store, but that process wasn't described here.
Right. So this is not really going to the stores as I showed you using app deploy, that you are distributing it via email. So people download it. They are not getting it from Android store. So once they get an email, they get the link as I showed you in my demo, and they download the .apk file on their phone devices and they install that. So it's easy.
What about for iOS?
Okay, for iOS, there is an additional step that iOS needs a trusted certificate while we are deploying our apps. So that certificate needs to be generated. So as I showed on my screen, that here, if you are distributing to iOS devices, you create a certificate and profile, and then you can then publish your apps or distribute your app.
Great, Ashish. Thanks for the clarification. It looks like I've had another question come through, and that is, what kind of apps can I build using the Nintex App Studio?
That's a great question. So you can actually create app for any business process, right? However, primarily it will be helpful for our remote employees or the field employees or our employees who are working at customer location. So it will be great for them if they have app in their pocket and they are going to some other places. So people who work remotely, they can finish their work quickly with this app. So some examples, as I gave in my presentation, like expense claims, field safety inspections, leave requests, or a meeting room issue reporting, etc. So apps will be great for such purposes where remote employees can use them.
Okay, it looks like I've had another question come through. I guess they just would like some more clarification. It says, I don't see how the authentication to SharePoint is handled. Either is App Studio from the end user's perspective?
So in the app, you have to, so as you know that in my app, I provided the SharePoint URL. So when user logs on to the site, so I will actually show you that, just a second. So let me share my cell phone screen. So currently I'm logged out from my phone. Okay, so this is the launch screen of the app where again you see this logo. You enter the email address which will be authenticated against the SharePoint online site which you provided in the accounts tab. So after entering the email address, you click next. And there are two ways. If you have already set up your account in the app, then while logging out, it asks for the PIN. So I have already set up the PIN, so I can enter that, and you are already in. But if it is a new SharePoint online site, then after entering the email address, it takes you to the Office 365 login screen, where you enter your Office 365 email address and the password, and based on your permission, it will show you the form. So there is authentication at that level.
Okay, great. Thanks, Ashish. We'll give everyone a few more minutes to get questions in. Okay, I have had another question come through. What will the app look like on the desktop or on desktop?
So this is for the phone. We are creating a mobile phone app. This is not for desktops.
Okay, so as there are no more questions, this does conclude today's webinar. A recording of this will be sent to all participants. In the meantime, if you have any additional questions, please email info@microexcel.com. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, everyone.